The amount of work that goes into a blockbuster is done by generally quite a bit larger number of people. The work is really the same. You get up very early and you go to work and you work 14 hours or whatever, and then you go home. It's not really very different, actually, country to country, genre to genre. It's not that different. Independent is just meaning you have much less money to make it, and it's on generally a much smaller scale. I don't really make those delineations so much. I think occasionally you have to do a film that a large number of people like seeing, but apart from that, I don't really separate my work. I think it says in the internet I made 70 films. I imagine it's probably double that at least. Independent things, I think, are just sort of smaller films that have possibly a more personal flavor. Well, I make my living as an actor, so that's my job. And if you work at a gas station, you go to the gas station, which I've done. If you drive a school bus, which I've done, you go to school and you drive around and pick up the kids. You take them to school and you take them home after. So I'm a working actor, and I work in cinema and in theater, in classical music collaborations, and doing all kinds of things, producing, directing, acting. Mostly it's because it's my job. Would I do it if I wasn't paid for it? I don't know. I did do it many years without being paid for it when I was young. Would I do that when I'm 69? I'm not sure I would. It's a work I've always enjoyed. I think I'm incredibly lucky, partially because I enjoy the work. Dr. Felton is, I think he's viewed a lot of ways. Is he the person who caused the demise of Dylan Thomas? And is this character very cold? Is he just telling the truth? Is he a kind of prophet of Thomas's demise? I couldn't really say. My interest was, I thought it was very well written. I think it was very well shot. It's not an easy film. I don't think it was meant to be an easy film. I thought it was quite funny, but I have a fairly dark sense of humor, and the character also was quite funny. Dylan Thomas was a great poet and a fascinating person with a terrible disease, and that was alcoholism. I think that's communicated quite well. It's generally very well acted, very well written, and very well shot. That's what I would say. I never have any idea about what people will like. That's another talent I very much lack. That's what I would say about why it's worth seeing. I don't really know the work of Cantor, although he did work even in New York. He had a couple of plays in New York and won Obies for them around the time theater I used to be a part of for many, many years called the Steppenwolf Theater. We were out of Chicago. So if you make a kind of Warsaw, Krakow comparison, which is probably not far-fetched in a certain way, we were from Krakow, not from Warsaw. One of the drawbacks of doing theater, if you like theater, is that you rarely get to see any theater because you're always on stage at the same time. So I didn't see his plays that went to, I think it was La Mama, if I'm not mistaken. The museum is beautifully designed. It's a fascinating, permanent exhibition. Just the power of his images, his design, his uncanny ability through props and through titles and through images, which is not so easy, I would say. A museum like that for Cantor could never happen in America. In America, that would just be, it would be laughable, even the concept. Also, Poland has a beautiful countryside. A lot of interesting, I've played many times in Wrocław and Katowice, and I've always enjoyed it a great deal. Hi, my name's Johna Malkovicha, and I'm here at the Mastercard Off Camera Film Festival in Krakow, and very happy to be here.